and I intuitively knew how to edit, and I intuitively was moving towards directing the whole time, because that's the kind of editor I was. Even on my very first job, I remember saying to the editor, like, I think it would be better if you did it like this than that. And he was like, who the fuck are you? You know, like, you're just this guy I hired off the street in Texas, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember one time he got really angry at me because I had a very strong idea of the way a certain sequence of scenes should be constructed. And I told him what I thought. And this was the days where he was working on Moviola, and I was standing next to him and handing him trims. And I said to him, I said, I really think this would be better if this scene was in front of this scene instead of behind the scene. And he said, well, I don't agree with you. And so that was the end of that discussion. And so then the following day, I went out to pick up lunch, and Bruce Beresford, the director, was like, oh, I'll walk with you, Norman. I'll go with you down to pick up the lunch. And so Bruce and I walked down to the corner. And while we were walking down the corner, I was like, you know, Bruce, I really feel like the sequence of this scene, the sequence should be this scene and then this other scene, not the way it is currently in the cut. And so we got back to the editing room, and Bruce was kind of like, Norman had a really good idea when we were out at lunch. And oh God, I got in so much trouble. I mean, it's so fortunate. It's so fortunate that I wasn't fired right at that moment. And, you know, my career could have ended right then, because Bill Anderson, the editor, he's like, Norman, I need to speak to you out in the hallway, please. And so he took me out there, and he really read me the riot act. He was like, don't you ever do that again. Don't you ever go around me. Don't try to do an in run around me. But it wasn't coming from a place of me wanting to be right, or me wanting, I just genuinely believed, I still believe, you know, believe that the sequence of scenes would be better if it was structured slightly differently than it was. But that's, you know, that's just the way that my mind works. And I've always been that way.